Cuties really upsets me because Cuties is a mature movie about children who have no innocence.
Well, they're losing their innocence early, but I wouldn't say they have no innocence. If that was the case, they would, I think, have a good idea of exactly what they were doing.
I think they do know what they're doing. They're trying to get attention on social media by sexualizing themselves in these different ways.
Yeah, but they don't realize the goal.
So this kind of attention.
They're trying to get attention, but and good at dance contest. But I don't think they don't have a grown up full knowledge of sexuality. I mean, when people into sexuality world, they don't really forecast what they're getting into. Most of them sexuality world, they just don't know. They don't have the adult perspective on it. They don't have the whole context for it. They don't have an adult level of. They don't have adult relationships, adult level relationships. They don't really. There's a lot they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. They think they know it all by learning about it on the internet. But there's so much There's so much they don't know, and they don't realize what they don't know. They don't realize the full gravity and seriousness of what they're doing.
It's true, but Cuties is still a very depressing, dramatic film that's unpleasant to watch because they keep, Amy gets bullied by the Cuties and the other dance group that's competing against the Cuties.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Amy's not, and the Cuties doesn't even make Ami as sympathetic as it originally intended for it to be. She does. I mean, I understand being a rebellious teenager, but she also does cruel and violent things she didn't even need to do, like stabbing a pencil through a boy's hand and pushing Yasmin up the river.
She's acting out for showing how extreme her feelings are, by how extremely she's acting out, more than a girl usually would.
Well, this is why Cuties shouldn't have been Medina Duku's first movie. It should have at least been a third movie, which has actually had more experience in filmmaking and learning out how young girls think the way she did when she was a kid, because there's Cuties really upsets me because Cuties just, if she knew better, if Medina Duku knew better, there's a lot more she could do there's just a lot more Medina could have done if she. There are better ways she could have written the story to actually make Ami more sympathetic and less mean, and she could have, if she had better experience, if she had more experience as a writer. I know that Medina Duku could have found a much better way to criticize the hypersexualization of minors without actually subjecting the kid actors in her film to being sexualized.
Well, the kid actors
doing sexual dances in this movie.
The kid actors in the film all had good rapport. They felt that they had good experience. They don't think that they were misused or exploited. The kids, by their own account, had a good experience. Okay, she did okay by them. Now, if she had more experience making movies, maybe she would have made a movie.
Do you still feel slightly damaged by the whole process of stardom for so long?
I'm more damaged. I feel more damaged now than I ever remember feeling as a child.
Really? Why?
Because I was a kid, and I also had a lot of fun.
I have to say, while other child actors like Jodie Foster, Natalie Portman, especially Brooke Shields have had questionable movies like this where they were subjected to, where they played children who did questionable things they shouldn't do because they're underage. What made those films better as an art form is that, at least Jodie Foster, Brooke Shields, and Natalie Portman didn't actually have to do any sexual dances or sexual activities on screen, and Taxi Driver, Pretty Baby, and Leon the Professional, they actually they actually did a better job of criticizing the sexualization of minors than Cuties ever did, because for starters, Iris, Violet, and Mathilda were more were more innocent and sympathetic than most of the main characters of Cuties, and they actually had other people in those storylines like Travis Bickle or Leon who were able to help them get their life on the right track, who didn't take advantage of them and didn't want them to sexualize themselves to get attention.
Yeah, I think it's a subject matter that makes it tricky to problematic.
Yeah, if only, yeah.
That wasn't a...
You want to know what comes between me and my Calvins? Nothing.
I was naive. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it had to do with underwear. I didn't think it was sexual in nature.
Yeah, I'm sorry that it wasn't handled a little better.
Yeah, the only main character in Cuties who came off as remotely sympathetic was Angelica.
You know, we live and learn. The director learned something, right?
Right. Well, that's...
And remember, she's not an American. America's more uptight about sexuality. French.
I know. And that's why I have some pretty horrifying breaking news for you, Mom.
What?
Well, as you can see, I think the only barrier that Mahmoud Zakku really helped break for new filmmakers like herself, which definitely shouldn't have, no one should ever make a movie like Cuties for their first movie. And I really think the only barrier Mahmoud Zakku really could have actually broke for filmmakers by herself is that the only barrier she broke was that black female film writers and directors in France can be sex offenders, just like white male filmmakers and directors in France, such as Roman Polanski. Remember, he was a Polish guy who was born in France.
Roman Polanski was an actual sex offender, whereas this female director, isn't. Okay.
Well, not yet, but if she came to the U.S., I'm sure somebody might think somebody could find her guilty of doing something like. I know she didn't rape their bodies, but I still think she raped their childhoods.
No, all the kids in the film all had a good experience. They did not feel used or exploited.
Well, I'm worried that when they're older and wiser, they might 10 years from now, they might feel a lot differently about that.
Well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out, right?
Right.
I guess we'll find out.
But fortunately, I think I'm still very happy that Fatia Yusuf won the 2020 César Award, because she really deserved it for having to put up with she really deserved. Fatia Yusuf, to her credit, definitely deserves the César Award because she definitely earned it for all of the torture the film put her through, and she also definitely earned and deserved the César Award that she won for having to put up with playing such an awful lead character.
Oh, well, the award's supposed to be not for put up with her talent.
She is very talented.
She carried the film. She's the main character. She really carried the film.
I know. I also think Fatia.
You glad she got the award?
Yeah, I definitely think she's Fatia Yusuf and Medina El Aidiazuni, the one who played Angelica, they're very talented, and the rest of the main Cutie stars, I'm sure they're all very talented actresses who definitely deserve a lot better, who definitely deserve much better roles than this film.
They're a little old now. What do they say now?
Well, they're not upset at this movie yet. They're still,
Okay.
at the time being, they're still teenagers for now.
Yeah. Okay.
But it also seems.
Just like kids can be in horror films without being traumatized.
Yeah.
Depends how you do it.
Well, that's why if Cuties was written better, they could have been in this movie without being sexualized or being asked to do any sexual things. Yeah, I think Fatih Yusuf is a very, very talented actress who deserved the César Award for putting on such a good performance for such a bad character.
Yeah.
Good lead performance for a bad lead character.
Well, I mean, I kind of get what she's going through, why she's rebelling and stuff. But,
Well, she didn't have to rebel that hard. Yasmin didn't deserve to be almost killed.
that's right.
Turning Red, on the other hand, very proud. Wait, Sundance Awards. What's really wrong with Cuties winning at the Sundance Award? What makes that very, very questionable is that the person who founded the Sundance Award is actually got investigated for sex crimes.
Oh no!
Really shows you what horrible judgment the Sundance Awards have.
Oh no!
Yeah, but luckily the César Awards have. The César Awards actually implemented a new rule at the beginning of this year. Where people like Roman Polanski and who are undergoing investigations for sex crimes, they're not eligible for the César Awards. So Maimouna Duku, let this be a warning to you. Don't go any deeper than or further than you've already gone.
I don't think she's done anything wrong. She's making a movie about her own childhood, inspired by her own childhood. And the actors...
She could have done that without subjecting the 5 kids to actually doing sexual dances on screen.
The actors all have been... The actors so far, they're all fine with it.
They got lucky this time.
They did pretty well. And, there's plenty of movies that are made about horrible things without traumatizing the kids in the movie, right? So, it's how they handle it.
Brooke, what are your measurements?
I'm 5'10" and 120.
I think when people see you, they don't realize how tall and slim you are. Let me stand up with you, because I'm 5'5" and I'm wearing high heels.
Of course.
She asked me
Clickbait.
what my measurements were and asked me to stand up. And I stand up, and she was like comparing herself to this little girl. And I thought, this isn't right. I don't understand what this is.
Barbara Walters and all the interviewers who asked minors about their sex life, it's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, full stop. But there has to be accountability on both sides, specifically with this situation.
Apparently, she did as good a job as she could. So,
No, she could have done much better job than that.
I see.
That's why it should have been her first film.
Well, she did a good enough job that the actors have no complaints. They feel that they were not exploited. They feel that they had a good experience. So if they feel differently in the future when they're more grown up, we'll see.
Yeah.
So far they don't.
Well, it's a miracle that Brooke Shields doesn't regret acting in Pretty Baby.
Yeah, she said people treated her really well. And there was and even as a middle-aged woman, she stands by that. So it's possible to make a problematic movie without traumatizing the kids who are in it.
Well, I'm still happy that at least Brooke Shields wouldn't let her own children, Grenier and Rowan, act in a movie like that. She wouldn't want them to take the same risk she did.
That's right. Okay.
Now, how do you think Terry Shields, the mother of Brooke Shields, how is it that, I see how Pretty Baby was kind of reflective of Brooke Shields' real life when, in the movie, her mom was a hooker and then she also became a girl on leash. And in real life, Brooke Shields' mom was famous for being a model, and Brooke also became a model like that when she was at least 10, 11 months old and 10 years old. Sugar and Spice. So how is it that Terry Shields would allow her daughter Brooke Shields to get for a Pretty Baby, but still somehow at the same time paradoxically want to protect Brooke Shields from sexual predators?
I have not seen Pretty Baby, but she must have been on set all the time.
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, Brooke Shields acting as a child actually helped. It actually helped keep her mom grounded and not act out. But
Yeah, I know. And in that movie where they're customers on the island is bodyguard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Blue Lagoon's also, but Blue Lagoon also, there's also another problem with the fact that Blue Lagoon had the unverified versions of Brooke and what was the other guy's name?
Oh, you know, I know. Oh, okay. You mean when they're younger when they're
Yeah, the other kid versions of Brooke Shields and the other, but also. The questionable conversation about the Blue Lagoon was cut for time. Do you sort of agree with Brooke Shields that Me Too restrictions have gone a bit too far to forbid movies like Pretty Baby from being made again? I mean, I guess the point she's trying to make is she doesn't have a problem with the movie Pretty Baby because it's, she and Roger Ebert know that Pretty Baby isn't child pornography, but it's an evocation of a sad earlier chapter in American history.
I haven't seen Pretty Baby, so I can't give you an opinion on that.
Well,
but,
Brooke and Terry. I guess Brooke Shields and Terry Shields are at least able to understand that, not all nudity equals pornography. Sometimes, Pretty Baby was made in a somewhat more innocent time where people could just, appreciate nude art for art's sake and artistic merit it has, instead of automatically assuming the worst or, using it as a master plan to bait pedophiles. Turning Red, on the other hand, I think Domi She beats out Medina in every category because while the premises of those movies and their production stories start out the same, they both end much differently from one another. If I remember correctly, they both started like Medina and Domi She started writing and pitching the scripts in the fall of 2017, like around October 31st, 2017. And then March 27, 2018 was when Mahmoud co-found discovered Fatia Yusuf. So I'm pretty sure that close at the same time, not far off from March 27, 2018. Domi Shi found Rosalie Chang, the girl she wanted to play Maylin Lee.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I believe Turning Red is a much better film than Cuties in every way for what they were trying to be. They're both movies about a group of four tween girls who want to become women who are almost teenagers, and
there's some very important differences there, though.
Yeah, and Ami and Maylin are both girls who want to. They're both lead girls who want to rebel against their family's culture and traditional heritage.
Yeah, but going to a concert is not problematic as sexualized dance moves.
Exactly. That's why I believe Turning Red is the good version of Cuties. Because Turning Red is everything Cuties wanted to be and should have been.
Yeah, well, they both involve coming of age, but I wouldn't say it's the same movie.
I don't think they're the same movie either. But I'm still very proud of Turning Red.
But they handled the coming of age thing better.
Yes, I'm very proud of Turning Red because Maylin Lee is the story's good at writing Maylin Lee as a kind and sympathetic girl we're supposed to root for when she wants to rebel against her mother. And the other two girls who
her rebellion was not as severe. It was like when you go to a concert, which like most people can relate to, right?
Yeah, and if Miriam, Priya, and Abby were much nicer to her than Boonbug, Jessica, Yasmin.
Sure.
Yeah, and they also never wear any revealing outfits, or else Turning Red would have gotten the same trouble as Cuties.
Yeah, okay, it was less daring, less risky, more wholesome, less problematic.
But it was also better at, but Turning Red was also, but more importantly, Turning Red was also much better at taking risks than Cuties was.
Taking risks? Better taking risks?
Better at taking risks, because, I mean, no one's ever, well, I mean, no one's expected a Pixar movie to see words like sexy or rap or, you know, or have, or mention period pads and stripper music.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but it did take less risks though.
Well,
And then they did make the main characters more sympathetic too, but
Cuties is good at demonstrating exactly why some risks should never be taken.
I see. Well, I mean, it's not. I don't think that you could say that all women can never be made about this subject matter.
It can be made as long as they don't sexualize the real child. It can be made as long as they don't sexualize the real child actors.
And the real child actors don't feel they were sexualized, so they had a good experience. They understood this is all pretend, and nobody was being inappropriate to them. So I have to go by what the actual child actor said, you know.
You get those interviews all the time, and we see them now with you know, all those old interviews that came out with Britney Spears that she had done, where you know, where they were asking her about her sex life and whether she was still a virgin or not. Those interviews happened, and they weren't isolated. Like, these were common ways to question young female stars.
Yeah, I don't think when you're a kid you expect someone to be kind of having a hidden agenda when it comes to what you're saying.
Especially women who are journalists. You have your guard down.
Especially women, and it's unfortunate that she was a child and it was kind of over-sexualized in that situation. And yeah, I wish that she would have had maybe more media training. I feel like these days they have more media training.
Well, for now, I will believe they're treated well. I'll take the word for it until they say otherwise in the future. But I still think they should at least worry about. They should definitely still be the least bit worried about the movie attracting pedophiles.
Yeah, I know.
Why do you feel damaged now?
Because in a way I was so protected and I was so naive. I maintained a level of naivete for so long that now when I see things, the way the business is, the way the industry is, the way the world is, I'm so much more affected by it because I can't believe, I always say I hate people.
Enough with sexist questions. Interviews are supposed to be upbeat and informative.
Like, it's just so different now. There's so much protection, especially when it comes to kids in Hollywood. I mean, listen, I know things still happen, but it's unfortunate. I'm just happy that we're really respecting people, and it doesn't matter if you're a celebrity, you're a human being,